we are live. Uh, Thank you very much, uh, the viewers who have shown up, and also to the awesome speakers that we have in today's webinar. We have John, who is a security solutions architect at AWS, and we are super happy to have him share his insights and his expert opinions in terms of security services that AWS provides inherently and how AccuKnox is integrating closely with those services and providing a very full-on package in terms of the CNAP, Cloud Native Application Protection Platform. So, John, welcome aboard. And we have Gaurav, who's a senior product manager at AccuKnox. He's been part of the early founding team and been part of various product shifts that AccuKnox has done in the past 3 years. So, welcome aboard, Gaurav, and handing over to you to take over the initial introduction from your perspective and also how you would like to navigate the upcoming 15-20 minutes from your side.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sayed. Apologies on my voice today.
Yeah.
It happened to give up on me. So, what we are going to talk about is kind of a highlight of how AWS users or customers can get benefited from Equinox and the AWS Equinox engagement. We will particularly touch upon CNAP, ideal customer profiles, case studies, and a little bit of zero trust. So, to that extent, let's dive in. Can we go to the next slide? So this is a market opportunity. As we all know that CNAP space is ever evolving with all those new acronyms adding to the catalog. You see that it started with CNAP and sometime later there was multi vendors talking about CNAP capabilities and how they can bring about aggregation from code to runtime and the infrastructure, all of that together from one platform. So the platformization approach is still growing. Gartner and various intelligence, maybe you can say reporting systems out there, talk about CNAP opportunity to be ever evolving. And what we are seeing is a constant evolving trend in CNAP as well, which means that the trend is adding to ensure that we understand the complexities of the applications and the workloads deployed, also including AI, and how we can be more proactive with the terminologies like cloud detection and response, application detection and response, all adding to the CNAP suite. Can we go to the next slide? Okay. So when we talk about ideal customer profile, the developers who are building the applications in CI/CD, the cloud engineers, or maybe you can say platform engineers who are managing the infrastructure and also running the applications on the public cloud, private cloud, deploying applications are also an ideal customer profile. Security architect, which also looks at the overall CI/CD pipeline deployment as in whole, is an ideal customer profile. And the compliance is also a given part to it because you need to also have those digital assets compliance check and regulated. Now, it all rolls up to VP Director of Security and CISO, and that's how we look at the current ideal customer profiles.
Gaurav, you being, let's say, voice of customer, talking to so many users as well as buyers, knowing the pain points and, let's say, here and now need of security tool like AccuKnox, what would be the top three, let's say, key features of AccuKnox that you initially bring up in the conversation when you face this question? Hey, why do we even evaluate AccuKnox? Sort of.
Yeah, one thing is what is a very no-brainer, which means that ability to have a platform play. Now, there are organizations which, according to their strategy, might go with different vendors for the security. But unless and until you have a platform play, you'll not be able to understand the security context and what to prioritize. So that part being one. Second
Mm-hmm.
is ability to understand that detection of the issues is just one part of the journey. The second part also involves in how you can actively just understand that and try to mitigate those in timely manner and not have a kind of a long laundry list of issues that you have to deal with. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
focusing on outcome rather than just having scans.
Got
And
it.
then the third will be ability to have the compliances, the security, and the proactive response to all of that, all from one platform, so that there will not be any kind of different platform, different people, and all that security siloed approach,
Mm-hmm.
contextual, maybe you can say the human errors also comes to the play where you'll have to cross communicate with different team, collaborate, and sometimes some things gets missed, which is a priority. That is also one of the concerns.
Great, great. So, Gaurav, on the same lines, we also keep getting this frequently asked question from the users like, hey, we already have a security tool, we already have a CNAP in place to evaluate AccuKnox as a, let's say, a fresh comparison. Can you like map it out? So the next slide is that, and I want you to like, let's say, bring clarity to the users, viewers watching this. Yeah,
Of course, thanks, Sayed.
yeah.
So, what we are talking about is you can consider that some of the pointers where Equinox shines, not necessarily this is, the whole comprehensive list. We can have those handed out to the users or listeners who are watching us. And what we are trying to say is, yes, we have a niche in ability to deploy in an on-prem environment, air-gapped environment, which might be very beneficial for banking sectors, government sectors, any BFSI customer who is looking to deploy everything on-prem, the Synapse solution. We are also having a kind of a very flexible framework to bring about the AppSec unification and prioritization with the runtime context. We have a patented runtime, you can say proactive mitigation remediation approach, which means that we can be uh, proactive to the threats at runtime in containers or Kubernetes or even VMs, and not depend on those detect and respond kind of a model. And that is where we differentiate. And the last part is our ability to also have those into the open source so that the community can also get benefited. We also have policies template that we have open sourced that also can be, you can say, uh, open source that can also get that also can benefit the community out there. Those policy
Mhm.
templates are ranging from NIST, MITRE, CIS, and all of those.
Great. And you mentioned about siloed approach and also let's say lacking context, etc., etc. So we sort of explicitly highlighting it again so that it talks to the let's say proof points rather just a slide. So how would you like explain this to a let's say user who already has bunch of tools and also wants to keenly evaluate Equinox?
Yeah, great point. So, what we are trying to say is we are trying to provide to the users an ability to actually understand what you can get from a unified view, which means that you still get to keep the best in breed tools in the AppSec, while Equinox license cover you for some of the tools in the AppSec. The list we can share you offline, which means that it's a true best of breed, and you can say leverage of all the tools that you want to have, and we're still able to prioritize those issues based on the runtime context. And also about the automation, we highly focus on ability to automate things, which means that the findings life cycle we have worked very very hard to ensure that if you define a rule, it will be automated, and the next time findings life cycle will be managed based on that. We can also
Mm-hmm.
suppress alerts. We can also, you can say, ability to auto ticket, ability to ensure that we have some insights given to the user, which is at, like, if you only have 5-10 minutes in a day to look at the
Mm-hmm.
security, those are the only things you should look at on the platform, whether it is on the cloud issues or on the AppSec issues, and don't have to do a deal with a lot of triaging. That's the value add that you can get. And we also have a AI assisted remediation. Now you see that every organization is stepping into AI in some form or the other. So we have a AI assisted remediation that we can also provide. And last but not the least, we have also AI security, which is basically a cherry on the top. You get all the security from one platform, and you're still able to be future proof and still able to get the security context from one platform. And this can be
Mhm.
enabled as per the user requirement, not necessarily you'll have to go with all this.
Got it. On the same lines, when you said AI security, the most buzzword, and let's say every company today has to or need to go into the let's say Gen AI and AI first tech background. So on those lines, when you say AccuKnox is introducing AI security and covering multiple angles of storage, compute, network services from multiple clouds, can you shed light on how is that going to be unique again? Like
Sure.
being a differentiator is what will intrigue our users and viewers watching the webinar today. So just highlight, let's say, key differentiators that you and team have been ideating and building at the back end.
Sure. I think coming slides also we will talk about that. John will also touch upon those points. What we are
Right.
able to build with AWS is ability to leverage some of the tools that AWS has for the security. And case in point, there was one customer that is using Bedrock and SageMaker for developing their applications. Now, Equinox being an enterprise platform to provide AI security, we were able to onboard that customer. We were able to showcase all the inventory of the AWS and showcase to the user that there are two segments to it. What you get is AI specific and AI related. AI specific will have models and which can be of LLM, ML, or custom type, and
Mhm.
AI related could be dataset compute where these models are instantiated. Now we can bring that one product life cycle to the user, the issues before you build an application, what are the issues associated to a model, and which is the right model to pick before you go ahead in that journey of development, any chatbot or copilot. Then the next step would be once you deploy those application, what are the issues in your models? What are the, you can say, red teaming on the models that you can do, or the firewalling, or also are there any kind of PII, PHI data in that models or data set that we can scan for? So I think all of that we have a story with AWS how we can actually bring about that. And this is something in the case study also we'll discuss.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so Gaurav, we plan to keep this webinar 30 minutes, and hence I think I'll hand it over to John to take it forward from, let's say, number one, covering of the key use cases that AWS has been looking forward from AccuKnox, and we've been working together with them. And number two, the consumption of, let's say, marketplace, how easy it is for users to go ahead, etc. So yeah, John, all over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited to be here today with AccuKnox to show how they work with AWS to increase customers our shared customer security posture. So let me start by addressing a key critical challenge that many of our customers face when securing their AWS environments. So as organizations scale their cloud presence, maintaining cloud security and compliance becomes increasingly complex. So AccuKnox's CSPM, or Cloud Security Posture Management, for AWS helps address these challenges in several key ways. So first, let's talk about misconfigurations. So now we know, working with customers that cloud misconfigurations can lead to security incidences. So AccuKnox proactively identifies and reports potential issues before they become vulnerabilities. And so as your AWS architecture evolves, complexity naturally increases. So this means teams are deploying new services, they're creating new accounts, implementing new features. And then AccuKnox helps reveal those hidden risks that might emerge from these changing architectures. And so this visibility is crucial for maintaining a strong security posture. And then another feature I find particularly valuable is risk-based prioritization. So rather than overwhelming security teams with alerts, AccuKnox helps focus efforts on the most crucial misconfigurations first. And so the solution also provides continuous application monitoring, offering real-time updates to ensure ongoing compliance with AWS security policies. So this is essential in today's dynamic cloud environment where changes are happening frequently. And then finally, to streamline remediation workflows, AccuKnox includes automated ticketing capabilities. So this means when issues are identified, tickets are automatically created to ensure timely action. We go to the next slide.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So now, let's explore how AccuKnox security capabilities integrate with key AWS services. So first, let's take a look at the infrastructure as code scanning, particularly for Amazon S3 buckets in CI/CD pipelines. So as our customers adopt these DevOps practices, securing infrastructure from the development phase becomes crucial. So AccuKnox helps identify potential security issues in your IAC templates before they reach production. So this is aligning with that shift left security approach. And so for our customers leveraging Amazon Elastic Container Registry or ECR, AccuKnox provides comprehensive container scanning capabilities. And so the solution helps ensure that container images stored within ECR meet your security requirements before deployment. And then a common security concern that we hear from our customers is the need to identify and remediate open SSH ports. So AccuKnox helps here by addressing this by automatically detecting instances with potentially risky SSH configurations and then providing remediation guidance. And then something else I'd like to highlight is AccuKnox provides continuous monitoring and control of AWS assets against 30 plus compliance frameworks. So this helps ensure your AWS infrastructure and resources maintain security configurations that align with industry standards. And so their solution automatically tracks compliance at the asset level as your AWS environment grows and changes.
So, John, on the same lines, when we talk about, let's say, inherent AWS security tooling, right? Let's say Security Hub per se, like specifically. Go to the next slide that explains this area. So, you may like double down on our users to understand why AccuKnox like integrated with Security Hub, and what are the benefits on the same lines in terms of this integration, and what as a user they get benefited from.
Sure. Yeah, we can take a look at this. So, like you said, AccuKnox is integrated with Security Hub, which is AWS's service to aggregate findings across your AWS environment. So, I'm sure many of you are leveraging AWS Security Hub in your environments currently.
Mhm.
Um, And so through this integration, like I said, AccuKnox will ingest these security findings from several of our key services. And so this will include, Amazon Guard Duty for threat detection, Amazon Inspector for vulnerability assessment, and AWS Config for resource configuration monitoring. And pretty much anything that Security Hub can find, AccuKnox can ingest into their platform. And then AccuKnox goes deeper with this integration with AWS integrations with AWS Cloud Trail. So this is where AccuKnox will ingest and apply AI-powered log analysis and provide ticketing management capabilities. So this builds upon our existing AWS services to offer runtime security capabilities and inline remediation options. So what that means in practice is that instead of just detecting and responding to security events after they occur, AccuKnox can help prevent them in real time.
Oh wow, that's awesome. And with respect to let's say covering various modes of customers holding their let's say infrastructure, right? It could be hybrid or multi-cloud, or let's say on-premise. So, in your experience working with us, AccuKnox as a vendor, can you double down on the, let's say, various deployment models, and which is the most requested one, etc.?
Sure. Yeah, so we understand that our customers have different requirements for their security solutions. And so, like I said, flexibility in deployment is often crucial. So AccuKnox offers several deployment options. So the first one being AccuKnox's software as a service deployment. So this is available through the AWS Marketplace. So this model is designed for customers seeking quick implementation and minimal infrastructure management overhead. And then for customers who prefer a managed service approach, AccuKnox offers managed deployments where they oversee the implementation, upgrades, and maintenance. And then for hybrid architectures, yeah, AccuKnox can support deployments that span both AWS cloud and on-premise environments. So this option aligns with AWS's hybrid cloud best practices, allowing customers to maintain consistent security across their entire infrastructure. And then finally, for customers in regulated industries, for those with specific security requirements, AccuKnox offers full on-prem and air-gap deployment options. So this can help organizations meet those strict compliance requirements while maintaining security isolation.
Wonderful. So, John, trying to like make it more impactful by bringing in one quick case study, let's say with Bug.ai, very recently, fintech insurance uh, AI first company who is leveraging AccuKnox from AWS Marketplace, would love for you to take us through that case study very briefly. Yeah, here's the one.
Sure. Yeah, so we could talk about Buck AI. So
Mhm.
they're an enterprise SaaS company. They're doing innovative work in climate technology. So use satellite data and AI to make crucial infrastructure uh, industries more climate resilient and sustainable. Um, so Buck AI came to AccuKnox with three key challenges. So first, they need to ensure compliance and security across their multi-cloud environments. Second, they require protection for their AI and LLM models against emerging threats. And third, they need to manage security across an increasingly complex cloud hybrid infrastructure. So working together, AccuKnox implemented a solution that directly addresses these challenges, integrated with AWS. So they provided a comprehensive AWS asset inventory that gave Buck AI complete visibility and control over their resources. They also established continuous compliance monitoring to meet industry regulations. Then lastly, they integrated AI model security directly with Buck AI's AWS development environments, including their Jupyter notebooks. So
Wonderful.
this implementation, yeah, it demonstrates how AccuKnox can integrate with AWS environments, to help secure these complex AI workloads while maintaining that operational efficiency.
Right. So, John, in terms of, let's say, again, customer pain points, in this case, bug.ai, let's say they were having a problem of getting too many alerts and, let's say, getting their SOC 2 requirements not very adhered to. Let's say the visibility was not there, compliance was a problem, alerting was a problem. And let's say, third was to ensure uh, existing open source toolings that they were leveraging, let's say in the case of SendGrep and Nessus. So, can you like just briefly touch upon like how this customer got a good experience in terms of the three problems that I just highlighted right now?
Yeah, sure. So I'm not too familiar with this specific customer and case study, but I can address, I understand that a lot of customers are overwhelmed with the security findings, and that's where the prioritization comes in with AccuKnox and the ticketing capabilities to
Yeah,
ensure that timely action on the most crucial misconfigurations first.
got it. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, in
What
the
was
interest
the
of
next
time
question?
again, hmm hmm yeah, John, you were trying to complete.
Yeah, sorry. Was there a second part to that question I missed?
Second part of the question, no?
Yeah, did that answer the question fully, or was there a second part
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
I missed?
That was sufficient enough. Like you gave a decent answer saying that it is a common problem across customers and not just this AWS consuming customer, which is fair enough. Okay, so let's say we quickly go towards the journey of marketplace installation. So since you represent AWS and you've been working with a bunch of partners and you evangelize consumption of the security product via a marketplace. So three reasons why marketplace consumption and how simple and how convenient it is to do the consumption from the marketplace instead of doing the direct consumption.
Right. Yeah. So for those of you not familiar with the AWS Marketplace, pretty much what it is our digital catalog that simplifies software procurement and deployment. So to get started with AccuKnox, you can visit the AWS Marketplace, search for AccuKnox, and then from there you can view the purchasing options. Then get redirected from AccuKnox's website where you'll input information, and then from there, someone from their team will reach out to you to get onboarded to a SaaS solution. And then for customers that want to evaluate the solution before purchasing, AccuKnox offers a free trial through the AWS Marketplace. So this allows you to experience their SaaS platform capabilities before making a commitment. Then you can get started with that trial directly from the marketplace within just a few clicks.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Just keeping a quick tab on the live chat. Tech with Pramod asks, "Is this open source?" John, if you want to respond to that.
Yeah, so from what I understand, your CubeArmor component is the open source component to AccuKnox's offering. Um,
Correct.
Maybe
Quickly bringing
Gaurav
up.
can touch more on that.
Yeah. I'll just try to bring up the
And
Cube
then
Armor
again,
right
Cube
away.
Armor is going to be available as an EKS add-on that can be purchased again through the marketplace. Um,
Right, here we go. Uh, Gaurav, if you're there, there's a question with respect to open source. Maybe a few quick touch points on the Cube Armor offering that we have. Okay. Nevertheless, seems like Gaurav is not able to hear us. Let's just continue from where we had left, let's say. So John, taking few steps back in terms of, oh, I need to bring Gaurav on stage. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was trying to say that yes, AWS marketplace, you can go for KubeArmor. KubeArmor is for containers and VM runtime security. So you'll be able to have that runtime security with KubeArmor, and it's an open source. And the enterprise version AccuKnox is also available for a kind of 30 months or maybe 30 days, or I need to check probably last update, but at least 2 weeks of free trial. So both of them are available to be consumed through AWS Marketplace.
Great. Great. Yeah. So this is the one, by the way, the slide with respect to Cube Armor installation. I'll also put the link in the chat for Pramod to take it up. Great. Thank you, Gaurav. Uh, Continue from here. So, John, a few quick points on EKS Anywhere add-on, let's say.
mhm. Yeah, sure. So for those of you who might not be familiar, Amazon EKS Anywhere is our solution that helps customers run Kubernetes clusters on premise using the same AWS EKS experience you're familiar with in the cloud. So when running EKS Anywhere, securing those Kubernetes workloads becomes a crucial consideration. And so again, yeah, that's where KubeArmor comes in. So again, available as that Amazon EKS add-on. So this provides additional security capabilities. So the solution will help protect various Kubernetes resources, including those namespaces, pods, workloads, and cluster interactions. So KubeArmor also provides visibility into three critical areas, those being network behavior, process activity, and file systems interactions. So this visibility helps security teams understand application behavior and implement appropriate controls. So using KubeArmor with EKS, customers can enforce the security policies at both the pod and node levels, following the principles of least privilege, which we advocate here for at AWS. And then these security policies can help control network communication, manage process execution, and regulate file system access, providing a comprehensive security approach to your EKS Anywhere environments.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great. Also, similar to EKS Anywhere, we also have AWS Bottle Rocket, which is gaining massive traction, and so many users, cloud native users, have been deploying on top of this. So, can you elaborate this use case and also why would this matter to the viewers today?
Sure. Yeah. So again, those of you unfamiliar with Bottle Rocket, so it's a Linux-based operating system specifically sponsored and supported by AWS for running containers in a secure, maintainable, and efficient manner. So when we talk about least permission application enforcement, we're looking at several key security layers working together. So first, the system will implement strict process control by only permitting pre-approved processes to execute. So this works hand in hand with protecting against remote command injection. So that makes it much harder for attackers to sneak in those malicious commands. Then AccuKnox also built in robust protection against malware and crypto mining attempts, along with file integrity monitoring that ensures your files stay exactly as they should be. And then when it comes to your sensitive data, they made sure it stays secure by only allowing trusted, known processes to access it.
Great. Uh, let's move ahead. Thank you for the update on EKS Anywhere and Bottle Rocket operating system both help. And I think we are at the end and no much questions in the chat. So let's call it a webinar. And really, really nice of you, John and Gaurav, for bringing incredible insights in a very short time so that our users walk away with key takeaways like AccuKnox covering multi-cloud and so multiple key benefits that the customers were able to get. So being very, very respectful of your time. Thank you very much for joining, and we hope to see you again in near future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, John, once again. Thank you all for participating as well, the viewers watching online.